going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this.
Just when the drama seemed to be settling down, everything exploded again. Joe Rogan jumped in, not with kindness, but with brutal honesty that shook the internet. Whoopi Goldberg may have thought her courtroom tears would be enough to calm the fire. But Rogan wasn't buying any of it. He didn't hold back for a second. This isn't just a celebrity spat. It's turning into one of the most dramatic public takedowns we've seen in a long time. It all started when Whoopi made a wild claim on The View, accusing Elon Musk of using his fortune to control government policies. Yes, she really said that. On live TV, there was no proof, no document, not even a hint of evidence. And she didn't say it like a question. She dropped it like it was a fact. Millions of viewers were left stunned. Did she just accuse one of the most powerful businessmen on the planet of political manipulation?
You're not really making the world a better place.
Right.
You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal.
People asked across social media. Even some of her co-hosts looked caught off guard, like they weren't expecting her to take it that far. Whoopi continued, saying she's been calling Musk president for a while, joking about how he's already acting like he runs the country. Then she casually added Senator J.D. Vance's name into the mix, suggesting a secret political plan was unfolding behind the scenes. At first, some viewers thought she was being sarcastic, but her tone was serious. Too serious. That's when the outrage began. The internet blew up with reactions. People demanded answers, receipts, anything to back up such a bold statement. But nothing came. Elon Musk didn't wait around. Within days, legal papers were filed. He hit Whoopi with a massive lawsuit, accusing her of defamation. His legal team said her comments were not only false, they directly harmed Tesla's stock value and ongoing deals. One deal reportedly worth over $100 million was lost. Now, this wasn't your average slap-on-the-wrist lawsuit. Elon came in hard. He wanted real accountability. He demanded a public apology, a full retraction, and major financial compensation. And not behind closed doors. He wanted it on air and in front of everyone. That's when things got worse for Whoopi. The moment she stepped into court, her confidence faded fast. Gone was the strong voice from the TV screen, replaced by tears and regret. She broke down crying, telling the judge she never meant for it to go this far. But at that point, the damage was done, and the courtroom wasn't a safe space for second chances. Joe Rogan saw the footage, and he was not moved by the performance. He went straight to his podcast and tore the whole situation apart. She knew what she was doing, Rogan said, clearly fired up. You can't make dangerous claims on national television and cry in court like it was just a bad joke. His words hit hard. Fans went wild. Social media lit up with clips of his podcast, praising him for saying what everyone else was afraid to. Whoopi's emotional breakdown might have worked on The View, but in a courtroom...
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk, Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, you know, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
Tears don't erase accusations, and Joe Rogan made sure the world knew that. He didn't hold back, not for a second. He called her out for what he believed was a desperate attempt to avoid responsibility. Joe said, If you're bold enough to say something like that on live TV, you better be bold enough to face the consequences. That line went instantly viral. Clips from Rogan's podcast were reposted thousands of times. Viewers praised him for standing up to media recklessness and speaking with no fear. Whoopi's supporters tried to defend her, saying she was just expressing her opinion. But critics were quick to fire back, an opinion that dangerous needs facts. This wasn't a comedy show or a gossip blog. It was live television with millions watching. And Rogan reminded everyone just how much power that kind of platform holds. He called it a serious breach of trust and accused Whoopi of using her fame to push baseless claims without thinking about the impact. As the lawsuit gained momentum, it became more than a legal case. It became a warning to every major media figure. The game has changed. The court wasn't laughing. The judge was serious, and the legal team behind Elon Musk was fully prepared to win. They brought evidence, documents, investor reports, market analysis, all showing how Whoopi's words may have damaged business deals and public trust. Insiders reported that Tesla's stock took a noticeable dip within hours of the segment airing. The timing wasn't a coincidence. Business partners even backed away from negotiations, worried about the image and fallout connected to the situation. Joe Rogan didn't just focus on Whoopi's meltdown, he also exposed her long history of switching sides when it was convenient. He played past clips where Whoopi spoke positively about Elon and even defended him publicly. The contrast was shocking. How do you go from praising someone's work to suddenly calling them a shadow president? Rogan asked, his voice dripping with disbelief. He accused her of flipping her stance for attention.
As our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Honey, Joe, I think you missed this part. Take a look.
I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God, that is just the
Whoopi, I'm
worst
telling
thing. He
you.
was 3 pounds
Whoopi, I love you. I'm telling
I
you.
love you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
Claiming her message was more about headlines than truth. And people listened. The reaction online was loud, fierce, and divided. Some fans called Joe harsh. Others said he was the only one being honest. Meanwhile, Whoopi's legal team scrambled to soften the damage. She released a short statement, but it didn't include an apology or any real responsibility. Joe fired back again. "That's not enough," he said. "You go on national TV, throw out claims with no backup, and expect a tweet to fix it? No way." The situation kept escalating, and viewers couldn't look away. It became one of the most talked about scandals of the year. TV hosts, influencers, and news outlets all joined the conversation. And the same question echoed across the internet. Should Whoopi be held accountable or protected by celebrity status? The courtroom showdown had shifted from legal drama to full-blown media crisis. Whoopi Goldberg wasn't just facing a lawsuit. She was facing a complete collapse of public trust. As cameras captured her teary confession, the internet exploded with mixed emotions. Some viewers felt sorry for her. Others saw it as damage control gone wrong. Joe Rogan refused to hold back. He said, "This isn't cancel culture, it's consequence culture." That statement echoed across every social platform like a battle cry. He warned that too many big names are getting too comfortable throwing serious claims around, thinking fame will shield them from any real fallout. And this time, Rogan said, "Not anymore." His tone was sharp, focused, and unforgiving, and thousands agreed with every word. Clips of Whoopi's courtroom apology were played side by side with her bold TV statements, and the contrast was impossible to ignore. On one screen, a confident host accused a billionaire of secret political power. On the other, a shaken woman pleaded with a judge through tears. Joe called it out as hypocrisy. "You can't play fearless on TV and then helpless in court," he said. The internet clapped back with memes, edits, and endless reposts. Even celebrities began to take sides. A few remained silent, likely fearing backlash, while others dropped quiet likes on Rogan's quotes shared by fans.
He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Behind the scenes, ABC executives reportedly held emergency meetings to figure out how to manage the situation before it got worse. Some insiders whispered that her position on The View might no longer be secure. A few even claimed she's being seen as a network liability. Legal experts broke it down clearly. If Musk wins, it won't just mean a large payout. It could set a massive precedent for how TV hosts are held accountable in the future. The lawsuit is reportedly demanding a televised retraction, a live apology, and damages totaling tens of millions of dollars. This isn't a celebrity spat anymore. It's a high-stakes, headline-dominating war with real financial, legal, and reputational consequences. Rogan doubled down on the biggest question of all. How much longer will we allow unchecked voices on mainstream media to speak without facts? He called for a shift, for viewers to start asking harder questions and demanding more than just shock value from the people they watch every day. As the dust continues to swirl around this legal firestorm, it's clear this scandal hit deeper than most. People weren't just watching, they were paying attention. And just when people thought it couldn't get any louder, it did. Public debates started heating up. News anchors, influencers, and podcast hosts everywhere began picking sides. Some claimed Whoopi was being unfairly targeted, while others insisted she crossed a line that should have never been crossed. The divide was real and intense. Petitions popped up online, one demanding accountability from all daytime TV hosts, another defending Whoopi's freedom of speech. The comments sections turned into war zones. But no matter which side people stood on, everyone agreed on one thing. This wasn't going away quietly. The noise was only getting louder. Joe Rogan's voice, already massive, became one of the most repeated across the digital world.
As our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Honey, Joe, I think you missed this part. Take a look.
I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God,
that's a terrible
that is just
thing.
the
Whoopi, I'm
worst
telling
thing. He
you.
was 3 pounds.
Whoopi, I love you. I'm telling
I love
you.
you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
His no-nonsense breakdown of the case kept trending day after day. He urged people to wake up and recognize the influence media figures carry. These aren't just opinions, he said. These are statements that shape headlines and affect people's lives. And now, with Elon Musk's legal team pushing full force, the industry is watching closely. There's serious pressure for networks to tighten control and accountability on live broadcasts. Inside sources say ABC is already reviewing policies and bringing in legal experts to prevent another public disaster. It's damage control. But some say it's too little, too late. Whoopi, once known as a fierce voice in daytime television, is now surrounded by silence and controversy. Her image has taken a hit, and recovery may not be easy. Even if the court rules in her favor financially, the trust she lost with many viewers might never return. In the world of media, trust is everything, and once it's broken, it's hard to rebuild. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan's following only grows stronger. People are praising him for being unfiltered, honest, and fearless in the face of massive backlash. He didn't call for cancellation. He called for accountability. And that difference hit home with fans everywhere. Whether you love him or hate him, Rogan's voice made a huge impact in this storm. and it might be the reason media giants think twice before letting things slide again. And as for Elon Musk, he's made it clear. No more sitting silently when false claims are thrown around like entertainment. He's drawing the line and backing it with power. The story became bigger than Whoopi or Joe or Elon. It became a turning point in how power, responsibility, and media collide on the public stage. Whether you believe Whoopi made a simple mistake or crossed an unforgivable line, there's no denying one thing. The world saw it all, and they won't forget. So now it's your turn. What do you think about this jaw-dropping moment? Was Joe Rogan right to speak up, or did he go too far?